Hello everyone, welcome to 435 Online. My name is Dr. Emily Turner and I am your instructor for the course. I'm excited that there's a small group of us so we can really have some good conversations about elementary math methods. So I'm going to kind of guide you through the first week, and my hope is that I'm able to do a video like this at least once a week so that I can talk you through pieces of homework and reading and answer some questions that you have. So forgive me if I fumble around a little bit. I've not done this yet before with this program to record. So you can see my screen right now. We are going to log into Blackboard and I'm going to go into our course. Forgive me. Let's see. Here we are. All right. So I'm going to put it in the mode as you guys would see. And this is what you guys should see when you log in. So if you go over here on the left-hand side under this, let's go under weekly content. You will see that I have each week of information broken down here for you. Not everything is here right away because we kind of were delayed in getting the textbook information integrated. So please make sure that you go back in and check. But once you are in here, if you can go ahead and go into week 1, you can see that I have this information in here for you. So today we're going to walk through the syllabus quickly just to hopefully answer any questions. I'm going to very briefly reference the North Carolina Standard Course of Study and the Standards of Mathematical Practice. And then we've already completed the week 1 discussion board, so we don't really have to go into that. But then I'm going to talk through your homework that will be your video and the reflection piece that goes with that and your reading. So I will also talk about the textbook. So if you go into the syllabus and you look here, you can see I've tried to lay everything out as easy as possible for you. So I'm not going to read everything so that this isn't 15 minutes of me reading to you. But my contact information is here. If you use my Campbell email address, I do have that linked to my phone, of course, so I'll be able to answer any questions. You can always send me messages through Blackboard. If for some reason you'd like to come on campus and make an appointment, here is where you would be able to book that appointment. It links you directly into my calendar, and you can do that. So here you can read for yourself the university mission, the course description, and here is the textbook that you are going to need. And yes, I know sometimes you don't really use the course textbook 100% of the time, but this is actually a pretty good reference that as an elementary teacher you will use. It has a lot of really wonderful math activities that you can use from grades kindergarten through 5th or 6th grade. So you will need this. We will have some quizzes from the course chapter readings. So the great thing is that, and I'll show you once we get back into Blackboard, but this is only going to be the ebook version. Unless you happen to want the textbook, then you're more than welcome to. But the cheapest version was to only get the online textbook, which is actually linked for you in Blackboard. So you know what, let's go back into Blackboard and I'll show you that. So over here in our options, our choices over here are content, as they're called, pages. If you click on the Mind Tap page, it will automatically take you into a screen that looks like this. You're not going to be able to access anything until you have the textbook, and I do need you to get the textbook. I understand that we may have a kind of a flexible workflow for the first couple of weeks because maybe you're not able to get the textbook today financially. You are able to get it electronically, but so you want to make sure, actually let me close. We'll start here, that's okay. So in order to get your textbook, you can do a couple of things. You can pay online. It will be the same price as you would, but you can pay online with a credit or debit card or through PayPal, and it will immediately give you access. Or you can redeem an access code, and for that you would need to go or contact the bookstore on campus, and then I'm not sure how that would work for distance learners, but they would be able to give you an access code so that you would then click that radial button, enter your code, and it would take you into the textbook. But actually, one of the benefits of this ebook is you get 2 weeks of free access. So I believe the date is September 6th. That is the last day that you'll have access to it. So right now, you guys can actually log right in, so there shouldn't be a reason that you aren't able to access this. Go to my course, continue, and it will take you into the textbook. So you will enter in. This kind of gives you a tutorial of how the screen is set up, and then it has everything broken down for you by chapters. If you go into chapter 1, it has here for you some video case studies and did you get it and wrapping it up. So some links to activities and assessments that we will use, not always, but sometimes. So you should be able to read the chapters from here and do any activities that I were to assign. So let me get out of here so that we can get back into Blackboard. So that's how you're going to access the textbook. Let me go back to our syllabus. So you will be able to go in and access there, so please do that. Next, you'll see our course learning outcomes on the syllabus. I will let you read those for yourselves, but ultimately we're going to be looking at math standards, lesson planning, and differentiating our instruction to meet student needs, and how to engage students in math so that we're not just kind of sitting and lecturing and practicing on workbooks. You can see the attendance policy and grading. You are expected to participate in the course and complete the work. So you can see that for time expectations, you know, of course the coursework is expected, the reading is expected to be completed before you take the assessments, because that's naturally just going to support you. Student and faculty expectations, I will always try to respond to your questions within 24 hours. I have it built into my calendar to check my Blackboard class with you guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the mornings. So hopefully that will be my time when I can most regularly check and get back with you. I am always open to conversation, feedback, input, so please feel free to always ask questions. I absolutely intend to grade everything and get them back to you in the fastest time possible so that you can get the best feedback possible. Here's more policies and professional courtesy and our in-task standards for teachers. So here is our 8-week schedule. And it's very general for a reason, because this is, as I said in one of your discussion posts, this is the first time I've taught a fully online class. So I wanted to make sure that we had a regular schedule to be able to talk about the content and the chapters and the projects, but this is adjustable for sure if we need it to be, because the main point of this course is for you to gain your strategies for becoming a math teacher. So that's the most important thing. So your grade is going to be made up of a couple of article reflections that are 50 points apiece, a discussion lead, which we will talk about, a math lesson observation that you will do, and a tutoring project that you will also do. A couple of do nows, so there's going to be like some discussion posts or maybe some little quizzes that you may do, but it's just a couple of kind of checkpoint formative assessments. And then as long as you're checking in a couple times a week for the 8 weeks that we're together, you have a total of 96 points possible for attendance. Okay, so you can see in the syllabus that there are several assignments, and I will go through them as needed. So the discussion lead isn't a project that we're going to do right now, so I'm not going to really go into great detail. I do want to go back and address a couple of questions. So you will notice that the schedule and assignments are kind of laid out as a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you look at week 2, next week I have chapter 3, chapter 4, and a poverty article information and discussion lead sign up. So all of that will be available to you all week, but in my head I would kind of organize as I'm going to read chapter 3 on Monday, chapter 4 on Wednesday, And then I'm going to read the information regarding to the poverty article on maybe Friday, and then discussion lead sign up on Friday. So my hope is that Monday of every week, I will post another video like this, and I will discuss anything that is relevant for that week for you. So where it has the work information, like poverty article information, that is the day or the week that you will be provided with the information and the rubric for grading. Then you will see later down in the weeks where it's actually going to be due. So there's two separate places where you're going to get the information and where it's going to be due. All work will be due Sunday at 11:59. So make sure that you have that turned in. I absolutely understand. I'm a mom of 4, a wife, so I know that things happen and we need to have some weekend time to work on it. So 11:59 on Sundays is the deadline for work to be turned in for that week. And as far as discussion board prompts, there isn't a minimum number of words. Just be engaged and have conversations and support each other, especially since there's only a couple of you. Okay, we are going to skip the discussion lead. You can absolutely read it whenever you have time, but we are going to skip it for now, as well as the article reflection. We will get to that when it's relevant in the coursework. Okay, math instruction observation. Let's see where that is. Here we go. All right, so you are going to observe a math lesson within your current classroom or school. You can decide if you want it in your room or if you don't. You're going to write a reflection on the lesson. It should be no less than 2 pages typed. You can see the requirements there. And you need to include, of the lesson that you observed, the North Carolina Standard Course of Study connection. So what standards is the teacher addressing? Also the standards of mathematical practice, which we will talk about. And the summary of a lesson, just the overview. What did the teacher do? What are the students doing? And then a reflection of that lesson, including how many students you believe understood the standard by the end of the lesson. So make sure, for every assignment that I give you, I have a rubric that should leave no question as to the grade that you're going to get at the end. So please make sure that you look at this to see how you can get the most points. If you have any questions, please always ask. But this math instruction observation is the first piece of information that I'm giving you related to like a homework or project so that you can start planning around when you're going to be able to observe. I know kids are not in school yet, but we'll need to be planning for that. You'll also have a tutoring project towards the end of the course, so information is here for that. We will talk about that next week, I believe. So please take a moment and review your rubric for the course. I'm going to link up another video with the rest of information you'll need for week 1.